Hello, I'm James Helder and welcome to a very special episode here on Pitch Football. We're with the Tottenham fans. We're having a season review and a look at how their season's gone. Firstly, nice to have you all with us. Nice array of haircuts and barnets I can see going on. That's the greatest barnet I've ever seen. What's going on? How do we put into words Tottenham's season? I guess, Ollie, I'll start with you initially.
Yeah, well, I can't really put it into a load of words, but I think it started off as, oh shit, here we go. This is not going to end well, and ended up as probably the best we could get it because we saw it going down, but it actually went up. I think it was one of the best seasons we've had from the point where we've started to where we are now. And like, my turning point for the season was when we lost 3-0 at Man United. I was well happy when we lost that game because I thought, right, I know he's gone. We got rid of Nuno. In comes Conte. From there on, best football I've ever watched in the last 6-7 months. Been brilliant. It's been a great season, full of great displays, good signings, money coming into the club, which is the next massive thing, for Tottenham, because we never thought that we'd get so much pumped into us. But I think now we're finally seeing belief in management, players wanting to stay, which is obviously a big thing. The fans are more encouraged. I was selling out our last 4 or 5 games of the season, I believe it was. We did think when we lost to Brighton 1-0 back in, I think it was the middle of April. I thought from there, all the pundits were saying, what was the media do? Saying, oh no, Tottenham won't get this. We thought, right, we're going Europa League. But no, we fought hard. We smashed Arsenal, Newcastle. Thank you very much, you godsend. Smacked Arsenal, and here we are in the Champions League. I couldn't be happier. And I don't know what else to say, really. Great season.
Samuel, if I can ask you about the final run for Tottenham, pipping Arsenal to the Champions League spot, winning the North London derby.
Yeah, I think we were all there.
How would you assess that?
You can't beat that atmosphere. You can't beat the atmosphere at the Lane on a night like that. Yeah, overall in the season, as Ollie kind of touched on, it was kind of a season of, I want to say a season of 2 halves. Nuno came in at the start. It was towards the end of his tenure, it was becoming a little bit too much. Like, you'd have no shots in about 3 games or something.
Nice shot on target, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Conte comes in, you're thinking, how is he going to turn this around? But no, all credit to him. And then I think, as Ollie kind of said, we had a couple of dodgy results in, it was April time, drew to Brentford, lost to Brighton. You're thinking, is this it? But yeah, no, we came through, managed to get the point at Anfield. 3 wins in a row to end the season. That win at Norwich, win against Arsenal. Obviously the win against Burnley as well. So yeah, couldn't really have ended the season much better.
Alfie, how important is it for Conte and the build of the team that Tottenham have secured that Champions League position?
Oh yeah, it's absolutely, it's fucking massive, because he likes his 5 at the back as well, and we've started to you could see from when he started compared to now at the end of the season, you could see the team sort of learning how to play, and it just ended up, it was nice football. I don't think I've been in this season, if you'd have told me we've been playing attractive football, I would have thought you'd lying to me. But end of the season, the football that's being produced by the boys was fantastic. I think Champions League has kept. I don't think without Champions League, I really don't think Conte would have stayed. I don't. It's led to us getting whether it goes all on transfers, I don't know, but ENIC investing 150 million into the club. Who would have thought that would happen? Agree with me, boys?
All season,
yeah.
All season we've kind of had.
I had to take a few shots.
You know what I mean? You never would have expected that to happen. So I think that finally, you don't know the ins and outs, obviously, but I think finally the club is starting to take it a little bit more seriously and turn more into a football club than a business, because we all know that Spurs has been run as a business for the last however many years. So I think at the moment now with Conte as well, obviously we've made 2 signings early on as well. So, and Conte said he wanted them signings done before pre-season. All I'm saying is I think it's going to be an exciting time this season for Spurs fans.
First signing, Perisic, player that Conte's worked with in the past. He is 33. Is that a worry for you guys, or are you expecting him to be top tier for a season or 2?
Based on the season he's just had in Serie A, what was it? Sort of 10 goals, 10. Don't quote me on that. It was about 10 goals and about 10 assists. I think if you can kind of bring that game into the Premier League, Conte knows him. He knows Conte. Won Serie A with Conte a couple of seasons ago. He can bring that. He can bring that kind of form into the Premier League. He's very versatile as well. The versatility is not something we've got a lot of. He can play either wing, either wing back. Yeah, I think the versatility could suit us.
Who do you think Conte should get rid of? Who do you think is dead weight in the squad?
There's a few of them.
I don't know why I want to say Emerson Royale, part of me. I don't think he's up to it yet. I don't feel that he shows enough fight on the ball, gets himself in silly positions, doesn't make the right runs, very forceful when not on the ball, very easy to get booked. No awareness, poor passing, not ready to push himself. I think maybe something like going out on loan or going on the bench. I think it showed when he came in more dominantly and like Davinson Sanchez. I think it showed how much we missed Matt Doherty, but where we were at the start of the season, we were slagging him off completely. And then I think it was after Newcastle when we smashed them 5-1, everyone was like, "Where's Doherty?" You know, he scored a goal, and then we just fell on him. I think that's one player. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some people like him, some people don't. I think Emerson Royal is one of the players I don't like as much. I think Ryan Sessegnon as well is another one that a lot of people get a bit sort of weary of. I mean, everyone has their own opinion, but obviously when you're young and you're in the Premier League, you sort of go, "Wow, you know, this is big." I think some of the experience in our squad can go from amazing down to a level of this is my first sort of proper season. I don't know what's going on. So I think it's maybe sort of those younger players or the ones that haven't had as much play time, which probably need to leave or find a loan.
What are you thinking, Samuel? Was there anyone that instantly you think's got to leave the club? You've had enough of?
I mean, I think Bergwijn's already come out and said, "Oh, I want to leave." Sort of this week. I mean, yeah, he's given us a couple of good moments like that win against Leicester, but I feel like I don't really want to say it because he's done well. He's done okay for us, but I feel like he needs to leave for the good of his career because a lot of the time it's kind of the same thing for him. He comes on for about 10-15 minutes. Conte's not going to start him in the form that Son and Kulusevski are in. So I think moving back to Ajax is probably the best move for him right now.
How much of an inspired signing was Kulusevski for Tottenham?
You can't. You can't. We first looked. I mean, I remember because I spoke to a lot of Tottenham fans about it on deadline day, and a lot of them said, "Oh, this is all we can get." You know, it's like Juventus benchwarmer kind of thing, or this and that, like a reject kind of thing. I was like, "Look, the boy's 22, 23. Give him a chance." You know, I think that Man City game in February, banging that goal in, the crosses. You know, his first appearance at home. I think who was that against? That would have been.
Yeah, it was Brighton, wasn't it?
Brighton
came on.
I think it was Brighton. And the passion he showed straight away, the aggression, you know, the way he can get past his marker or his man, you know, he's just phenomenal. All areas of the pitch, you know, he's like Harry Kane. 1 minute he's there, 1 minute, you know, he's somewhere else. His link-up play is phenomenal. He's great on the ball. He's one of those players to be scared of. I think some of the signings we've made in the last sort of 18 to 24 months, I don't think a lot will top him, Romero and Bentancur.
I think going back in Kulusevski's debut, he's the kind of player that maybe in the past would have taken a little while to kind of gel to the team, gel to the tactics. But I think getting that goal against City early on was like 3 minutes in, did him the world of good. I think, as you said, he came off the bench against Brighton. I think he came on against Southampton as well, just before the City game. Didn't look the part. I didn't think he'd be the player he is today. But I think getting in that goal against City, and then I think he banged one in against Leeds like the next week, did him the world of good.
That Southampton game was another moment we thought, we're not going nowhere in this part of the season.
Another low point.
I think that was when everything hit such rock bottom. But after that game, like the last 2 days of it was like controversy because everyone thought Bergwijn's goal was onside and wasn't this and that, and then all that was going on. And then we go, do you know what? Fuck that. We go and smack Man City 3-2. To hold a record this season, I know it's nothing like winning something, but to say you haven't lost to either Liverpool or Man City in a season is something quite phenomenal, because it shows that your squad has got the quality to beat such a high level of teams, which I think for us going into the Champions League is something we can build on, because we've beaten Real Madrid 3-1 in the past at Wembley, back in 2018. Juventus obviously wasn't the best back, when we played them, but we got through to a Champions League final as well. We played Borussia Dortmund numerous times. We smacked them by more than 3 goals every time round. I think because we play such a high level of football, I think I thought for us, personally, getting kicked out of the Conference League for us was a blessing, because it gave us more time to focus on our football. None of this Thursday night bullshit. I mean, yes, I know it was still Sundays R4. I can't stand that. I still think football's meant to be 3:00 on a Saturday, but it was top draw, because I think it gave us the time to build on the squad, to build on our players, give us the time the players needed. Because when we in the first sort of 4 months of the season, they were tired, because you'd be weeks, it'd be 2 Premier League games, 1 weekend, 1 midweek. Then you'd go and do the Conference League. There'd be an international break. So I think after us getting booted out, I think that did us a world of good.
You mentioned how the players were kind of overworked, given the fact that Nuno was so unpopular as well. It kind of created a kind of a toxic atmosphere around the club as well at that time.
On reflection, how satisfying is it to not only finish ahead of Arsenal, but to take the last Champions League qualification spot?
It's beautiful.
It's brilliant. It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's great, because we fought for it. We weren't like Arsenal that, just thought, it's Tottenham, they've got the harder running, we'll go and do this and that. They came to White Hart Lane and they didn't even try for it. We go and smack them 3-0, because I remember I can't remember exactly what I said to you, James, but it was like they had no war. It didn't feel like a derby. They just stood off and left after 60 minutes. Like, what's that all about? Yeah. Like we beat them so handsomely, beautifully, that they just laid off us and went goodbye.
As soon as we entered that stadium that day, we just kind of had that. I just had that feeling, and it was the atmosphere. I would not
have the media as well come and say to us that was the best atmosphere we've seen in the stadium all season. I mean, you're not going to get, people say that about Anfield. Their atmosphere is the most overrated thing in the world.
Yeah, what they're saying, Never Walk Alone. That's their only
alone in silence.
Sing song and then in silence for 90 minutes. Yeah.
Exactly. I think our fans are determined to see this club through things, because we go in that stadium, every other weekend, or even if we're lucky, twice a week, and we go there and we see all the fans, from our age to fucking 90, 100 years old, that have supported this club through the Bill Nick days, through the Jimmy Greaves days, through all of that time period. And they're telling us it feels like we're getting back to that level. To have the squad we have with the players we have, we need to keep them. And I think this season was a step to keeping people like Harry Kane.
Now, that's my next question I want to touch on. Is the speculation regarding Harry Kane dead as far as you guys are concerned?
Yeah.
Do you think he's fully committed as well to the cause?
I think this season was kind of a make or break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that kind of sense. I mean, it didn't start off great, but then I think he's come out and said he's loving life under Conte. There's talk of a new deal.
His season didn't kick-start till October.
Sorry?
October was the start of his season. When he got that goal against Newcastle, that's when everything started. He played from them. But I thought, I said to a few people, I said when Harling signed for Man City, I thought, right, that's it. He's ours. Hands off.
Yeah. No one else is going to buy him, are they? I mean, Liverpool in a large, they're going to buy him. But
they're going to buy him, yeah.
I think Champions League was the deciding factor. I think if we didn't get Champions League, then we could have said bye to Kane and even Son.
I would say goodbye to Lucas Moura at this point. He can go and replace Sadio Mane for all I care. Now,
but who would you bring in though? Who would you bring in?
Love that.
We've got Kulusevski.
Yeah, but if you're getting rid of
Stevie,
get rid of one, you need some more depth.
I don't think Bergwijn would leave Tottenham anymore, to be honest. I don't think he'll leave. I think they'll stop him.
Can you
Why would you
believe
want to
Harry?
stop him, though? I
Can you
think
believe
he's an
Harry
idiot.
Kane scored? Sorry to interrupt you. Can you believe Harry Kane scored 50 goals for England?
No.
Crazy. It's crazy, isn't it?
That's a great number. Isn't
It
it?
is crazy. What's he now? 3 off of Rooney's?
Yeah.
No, he's
Now you guys are Tottenham fans. You're big Kane fans. Can you recall 3 of those goals?
the best
Right.
Harry Kane England goal I saw was when Alpha U was there. Was at the Albania game when he
Yeah,
let
the
cross
Albania.
come into the box and the overhead kick.
No bias. Oh, that was good. That was quality.
The penalty in the Euros against Denmark for me, great goal.
Great
I know
goal,
it was a bit of a controversial one, but the way, I know the original one got saved, but the fact that he stayed cool, bang, finish it off. That was Harry Kane. It felt like, I was proud to be our player at that point. That was a great one.
I think the one that sticks out for me was going into the World Cup in 2018, the winner against Tunisia, because he'd had a bit of a poor a couple of years ago. Goes into that game against Tunisia, gets a couple of goals to see us through, and gets a hat trick in the next game, and I think he just kicks on from there.
Yeah, I think he gets a lot of criticism. Only 17 of his goals, I believe, are penalties for England. The other
best penalty taker in the world.
The other remainder of the goals coming against Jamaica and Albania.
San Marino.
And a few San Marinos. And to be honest, he has scored. He has scored some important goals as well. To be fair, he has scored.
The one against Denmark was probably the most important goal he ever scored. Probably. It's just a shame the dirty Italians had to come around and do the rest of us, didn't they?
Now
against Croatia in the Nations League as well.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, we got revenge on them. We got revenge.
Yeah, because that was just after they knocked us out. Yeah.
Looking ahead for next season, what are realistic aspirations for a Tottenham fan? Are you guys full on getting involved in the race for top 4 again next year?
Yeah.
Are you competing in Europe for a place in the latter stages of the Champions League?
I think the most important thing for us is I think a trophy is a must. I couldn't give a shit. If
I don't care if it's
FA
League
Cup,
Cup,
Carabao
FA
Cup,
Cup,
whatever it is. Just a trophy.
I'll take an FA Cup over qualifications to Champions League. I'll take 5th of that FA Cup any day.
Yeah, I think we just need. I just think as a club now, everything that's happened, I think with all that shit we went through with Nuno and all that malarkey, and then all that stuff with Jose, him getting sacked. Week before a bloody fight.
The whole thing Mourinho got sacked anyway was because of this Super League thing. So he refused to go to training that day. And do you know what? I see why. Because football ain't that kind of thing about money. But off that topic, I get completely what you mean.
Well, yeah, I just think that a trophy is a must. And like I say, I don't care what trophy it is. Even if we get to like round of 16 or something in the Champions League, just bit of revenue, just back. But
to say we're back there is what we want.
Just to shut up the Arsenal fans as well.
I'm never taking Champions League nights at the Lane for granted again.
No, I know.
That's what we've been through for a few years.
It's nice to be able though to see us in the Champions League again because it is where we want to be. It's where we want to be, but it's where we belong. We've built up so much in the last.
Look at our stadium as well. Look at our stadium, mate. Oh.
And when we were all saying after the end of the 16-17 season, obviously when White Hart Lane shut, we said, this time at Wembley is gonna fuck us. That second half at Wembley in the 18-19 season. We got to the Champions League final that season. Still doesn't feel right. That don't feel right.
No. I mean, I think that was a highlight. I think, I think that was sort of the turning point ish. You know what I mean? I mean, it was a great season, wasn't it? And obviously, Champions League final. There's all that.
And then move into the new stadium at the end of it. And when we beat Man City 1-0 there, that was the best game I've ever watched at that stadium. Apart from that North London derby, that was the best game I ever watched. Because that made me proud to be a Tottenham fan. And never take, Champions League nights for granted because you don't know when they'll come along, but they are great for us fans and obviously for the clubs, bit of revenue, TV rights. It's what it's about.
Go on, James. Sorry, after you, mate.
No, I was just going to say, who was your player of the season for Tottenham this season?
I'm gonna
If you go around,
I'm gonna be I'm gonna have to say it, and I'm gonna sound like a proper fanboy, but I'm gonna have to say Kulusevski. Honestly, I think since he come in January, I don't think nobody expected. We saw him play against Brighton for about 20 minutes, and he looked a bit, shaky. It was his first game for us, like 20 minutes.
We were like this, like, please be good, turn up. We were like that.
Yeah, but honestly, what's he got now? How many assists? Was it 8 assists?
Five goals, 8 assists, I think.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, he's different class. He's different gravy. He has completely changed that team. He's now I'm going to say it. He's probably the best young winger in the Prem. And any Arsenal fan that says that Saka is better can jog on, because they're pissing me off there. The debates at the moment, Kulusevski or Saka, fuck off. We all know who's a better one, don't we?
He's more experienced as well.
I'm gonna put out a bit of a, I don't know if it's controversial or not, but Alfie obviously said Kulusevski. I think Benson, the other January signing.
Great show.
Basically the closest thing we've had, because when we lost Dembele a few years ago, we tried to replace him with Sissoko and Harry Winks.
Still not over that.
Yeah, it wasn't our best move letting him go to China. But I think Benson has come in. He's the closest thing we've had, because we've been overrun in the midfield so many times over the years. He's come in, he's chipped in with a few assists, and just kept us ticking over as well. And obviously you've got to give a mention to Kulusevski and Son as well. I think Son's probably good up there.
Ollie, player of the season for Tottenham Hotspur for yourself.
Christian Romero.
Yeah.
I've got to say it. I mean, I know he missed a chunk out of the season, but the fact he's never scared to go at a player, he's always, ready to pick the ball up. The fact he goes forward as well, starts the attacks going, talks to the players around him, knows how to, tackle someone. He doesn't get booked often. I know he had that streak of, bookings and all that, but he overcome it. He's not scared to challenge a man, or challenge the referee's decision as well. Like, he's so good. I mean, I remember watching him last week at, I can't know how to pronounce it, the Finalissima at Wembley. And, he seemed so confident on the ball. He was going in, winning challenges, getting the ball forward, creating great plays. And, when looking at him from a Tottenham fan perspective, we're like, he's no different for our club. And to see, a player of his quality and a defender of his level, it will make him compete with some of the best defenders in the world. If not, he will be probably one of the best defenders in the world. Certainly in the Premier League at the minute, he's one of the best.
The fact, Ollie, that we attracted him when we had Conference League football and Nuno at the helm. And now we look back and it just seemed, I feel so proud to be a Spurs fan this season. This season,
so do I.
One of the best seasons. It just happened to be the first season that I've started going up pretty much like every home game this season. Me, Ollie and Sam pretty much been to every home game. And it's just been, okay, we can all agree the ticket prices are fucking stupid, aren't they? They're stupid prices. But do you know what? I have enjoyed it so much. I've had the luxury of sitting in premium this season, watching it from different atmospheres. I've watched it from the north. I've watched it from the south. Oh, it's been absolutely fantastic.
One thing I will say, I'll say it's the most important thing, is the people we've met, because obviously we've met one another through it. We go there, we meet people we know, and you start to get recognised. You have a beer with one another, and you talk every week. And it's the thing about football. You're like one big community and family, and that's why when we came back this season, we realised how much we missed it. And why it is such an important asset to us as fans.
Yeah, love that. I think you hit the nail on the head there. Having football back and everyone being able to go to grounds is one of the greatest things. It really is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I've got to say, it's been a great pleasure to get you on the Pitch app discussing Tottenham Hotspurs.
Thanks for having us.
It's going to be an interesting season next year.
It will be, yeah.
And I'm excited for it. So thank you ever so much for your time today. It's been a great pleasure. I really appreciate it. Ollie, Samuel, Alfie, thank you very much.
Thank you, James.
And I look forward to catching you all again real soon. Thank you.
All right. No problem.
Up Spurs.
Up Spurs.